What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Slackerz, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Everyone Is Here tournament. Real quick breakdown if you haven't seen it before. Simple. 100 characters get put into a tournament, and then each day on the channel, I upload one of the matches from the tournament. I'll talk about the two characters in the match, try to make a case for them, so I might go over a couple facts about the character, maybe make a little mini moveset pool for how they might play out in Smash Ultimate, and then we'll actually vote for one of the two characters down in the comments. And then, voting's a part of the rules, so I'll throw up the rules on screen for you guys right now to read. And very, very quickly here, rule number one, this tournament is for fun, and I can't stress that enough because we have characters that are assist trophies, me costumes, spirits, characters that are disconfirmed, and they won't happen. Who cares? Doesn't matter. No restrictions here. If you like a character, regardless of their current situation, feel free to vote for them. It's all fine. It's totally good because we don't know what Nintendo's going to do. As much as you think you do, we don't know what they're going to do, so tournament is for fun. You do only get one vote per person, though. How do you vote? Down in the comments. Simply type who your vote is for. Simple stuff. You are allowed to vote for both if the two characters in the matchup, if you happen to like both of them, or if you can't decide who to vote for, you can vote for both. Completely fine. The rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose twice before being officially eliminated. Once we get to the results to determine the winner and loser, if there's a tie, we'll flip a coin on camera. It's the fairest way to break a tie. And then each matchup, voting-wise, only lasts for 1 week. So you get basically 7 days from when the episode goes live to get your votes in. Anything that comes in after that doesn't count. Simple stuff. There's the rules. Let's get to the matchup and the results for the day. Okay, so we got a tie today. We got a tie, so we're going to have to flip a coin. Go to the old tiebreaker. So the results is for Elma from Xenoblade, who's taking on Velvet Crow from the Tales of series. They both tied with 29 votes, and anytime there's a tie, I double count just to make sure, or if the voting is really close, I always count multiple times to double check. So 29 votes apiece. So that means we got to go to the coin flipper, right? So here's what it is. Here's how it's going to go. I'm going to hit the little flip again button, but it's going to, heads is going to be Elma. Tails is going to be Velvet Crow. Whatever comes up, and if it doesn't change from heads, you'll see the timestamp down here. You'll see the timestamp. That will change. So, yeah, pretty simple. So let's flip it. Again, heads Elma, tails Velvet Crow. Whatever the result is, somebody wins off this. So let's go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, flip. Tails, Velvet Crow ends up winning this one. So Velvet Crow grabs one more little vote to end up. Hold that. There we go. Grabs one more vote. Velvet Crow moving on. Elma gets eliminated by a coin flip. It happens. It happens. It sucks when it does, but what else can I do? It's the fairest way to break a tie. That's why it's in the rules. So congrats. Velvet Crow wins off the tiebreaker, the coin flip. So, that's going to be the result. So we'll move to the matchup for the day. So we got an interesting one here. Arle Nadja, Arle from the Puyo Puyo series, another Sega rep, is in fact taking on a Nintendo rep in Porky Minch, who weirdly enough doesn't have a spirit in Smash Ultimate. With all the spirits they have, that's a little strange, isn't it? So let's talk about it. Arle's up first. So Arle's an interesting character. She's before Smash Ultimate. I'm going to be completely honest. I grew up in the 90s. I had friends that had Sega system. I didn't know what Puyo Puyo series was before Smash Ultimate. Like, I've never heard of this character, to be honest. And you're going to be like, well, you didn't really grow up in the 90s then. Nobody was playing this. My friends were not playing this. I had two extremely close friends. Both had Sega systems growing up. They didn't play no Puyo Puyo series. Nobody mentioned it. I had no idea what this was. So once I got to learn about the character, kind of found out, like, okay, she's actually very popular in Japan. So I guess that's kind of you could say it's a point in her favor, but just because you're big in Japan doesn't mean you're automatically guaranteed to get into the roster, right? Doesn't mean nothing. Plus, she's third party, but Nintendo, Sega, they do work very well together. So, as one example, one argument here, we're still waiting on character pack number 5. We don't know who the 5th character is yet for the fighter pass. And again, another fan rule, but it seems to just makes sense. But again, fan rule. We don't think that one company will have multiple reps. So Joker, who is technically a Sega rep, because doesn't Sega ultimately own the whole thing? So the odds are that Sega gets another rep, maybe not for Fighter Pass 5. But additional DLC? Sure, definitely. Absolutely. Could make perfect sense. So, Arle, I think her name's going to be, or at least was, in the conversation potentially. Like, look, if you're going to go for Sega and you want to go for characters that have a lot of appeal and that could be very, that have an enjoyable moveset, like Sakurai said, they don't have to be recognizable for the most part. They have to be an enjoyable character to play as, and Arle would have a pretty cool moveset in my opinion. So from what I kind of learned about her, she would like cast all sort of like different, I don't know if you want to call them spells, but basically her attacks could revolve around a lot of different elements, which would be fun. So she does have the ability to cast like fire. So I don't know, like pillar of fire, fireball, something like that could be in there for like a neutral special. Ice storm, which would be pretty cool. You could have like a little freezing effect on top of that. Could be a side special. So like she casts her hand or waves her hand forward and like a trail of like wintry snowflakes and ice or something like that kind of like shoots out, and you know, it'd be kind of cool to be I don't think it'll have an insane amount of range, but it'll be, you know, a couple character lengths away, which would be pretty nice. So just like a move set for me based around a lot of different elements would be pretty cool to see. You know, it'd be pleasing to the eye, I think. You know, you got like the color of fire, and you know, so you got like your reds, your blues, lightning, so you got like yellow and orange in there. Orange lightning? There's orange lightning, isn't there? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But you got like all these different colors that like always popping off the screen, make everything look a bit more. The moves look beautiful, if you want to put it like that, which would be kind of cool. What else does she have? I don't know, a couple other things, but like a moveset that's revolved around like different types of elements and moves would be actually kind of cool, because usually we have characters that are just based and have like one type, like ice climbers, for example, just ice attacks. All the Pokemon makes sense, but you know, if characters have like an element to them that they kind of use, it's mainly just one element. So how about a character that uses like multiple different elements in their attack? Would be kind of cool. Something that I don't think we have, unless I'm really missing something. Does Hero count, I guess, with all his special? I mean, he's got like fire, he's got electric, snoozing, I guess. Maybe you could argue that, I guess. But I don't know. Arle could be somewhat of a unique character, and isn't that what we're trying to go for Smash Bros? We want some unique play styles. We don't want to keep seeing the same anime swordsman. We don't want to see another just hand-to-hand fist fighting combat player. We want to see something different. And if you are going to be another RPG kind of character, can we do something different with your moves? So like, as an example, obviously we know Hero got like many moves in his disposals. Terry ended up getting a back special, which has never been done. So if you can, I don't know, if you can add something new, which is fine. I'm not saying Arle's any of those categories, but I'm just saying if you can do something different, I'm all for willing to give a character a shot. Totally, 100%. But I don't know, it'd be kind of fun to see her. She's not high on my list by any means, even after doing some research and kind of getting to know the character, even the background a little bit. Still not really a character that I'm like, yes, I need to see. It's kind of like, all right, if she happens, I'll try her out, but whatever. It is what it is. But another character that maybe I'm not too fond of, but maybe a little bit more than Arle, though, would be her opponent in the matchup for the day, Porky Minch. The big thing about Porky, he's a villain. That's something I always stress. I want to see more villains in the roster. Please, Nintendo, please. That is a category that's severely lacking. Severely lacking. Give us something. And like I mentioned a bit earlier, Porky Minch does not have a spirit. So maybe, again, you can speculate all you want. Was there plans to maybe put Porky as a playable character? Because no spirits. There's no mention of him. There's nothing. He didn't return as a boss. I don't know. Could Porky have been planned? Maybe he's in the conversation. But then again, the Earthbound Mother series, that's kind of that hasn't done anything for how long. So that might not be the best track record, especially DLC wouldn't make a ton of sense unless this is a Nintendo game. So the only reason maybe it could make sense, put him as DLC in Smash Bros. and then announce maybe Mother 3 coming to the US or whatever. Maybe announce a reboot or a remake or another sequel in the Earthbound Mother series, something like that. Tie in the two to make sense why the character might be in Smash. Because again, we have what? How many spirits in Smash Bros? I want to keep harping on this, but like, isn't it? Don't we have over 1,300? Are we close to 1,400 or over 1,400? There's so many spirits, and somehow one of the villains from one of the franchises that's repped with playable characters is not in the game anywhere, which is very bizarre. I mean, he's had trophies in the past. He was a boss in the Subspace Emissary. He's just kind of like, what happened? Where did he go? Why exclude this character for whatever reason? It didn't make too much sense. Like, when you look at the spirits, like, there's so many like obscure and very, like, nobody knows. I mean, I guess that's kind of obscure, but like, there's just so many things that are just completely random. They're like, really, that got a spirit, but like this doesn't. It's just peculiar. It's a little bizarre. Like, why? I don't know. We don't know what Nintendo's thinking. We don't know what Sakurai's thinking when they're coming up with characters for the roster and then DLC. We don't know what they think. Well, we like to think that we might know what they think, but we don't. And that's the beauty of it. Like, you could think anybody can make sense based on your own reasoning, right? And that's great. Come up with your own reasoning. Just don't try to convince yourself that it's true, because we don't know who's working. We don't know who is on the table for discussions. We don't know who is up to be playable. We don't know any of that stuff. Come up with your own facts and stuff, sure, but just don't try to convince yourself that you know everything. All right, I see that way too often. It's kind of sad, but it is what it is. But again, a series that's already repped. I'm sure there's plenty of music that from the Earthbound Mother series that hasn't been used yet. There's definitely plenty of more stages that could be potential for this character, because again, Fighter Pass 5 character will come with the stage and obviously the music tracks and whatnot. So I don't know. I think there's potential there, and plus moveset wise, if you play around in his little spider mech, that'd be a fun little gimmick, wouldn't it? Of course, maybe you could have him, just feet on the ground kind of character, but I think put him in the spider mech. I think that's what most of the Smash fans will recognize him as, and they could pick up on that and go, all right, that'd be kind of cool. Obviously, you'd have to downsize him from what his character model and stuff was from Subspace Emissary. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get the giant version of him. Shrink him down. It could work. You could have a fun time with the guy, but yeah, overall, I don't know. I guess if I looked at it realistically, Arle probably seems to have the better chance in my opinion, but I'm going to vote for Porky because villains. Simple. Hashtag villains. I want to see more villains. So Porky's got my vote in this one. Let me know who you guys got in the comments. Porky or Arle or both. All good. So that is going to be it for this one. So sneak peek for tomorrow. We have the results for Master Chief against Hayachi. So good matchup. See who wins, see who gets eliminated. And then we'll have the result, or not the results, we'll have the new matchup of Tetris L Block. Yes, this is on Christmas Eve. I'm uploading that. I'm not uploading Christmas. I'll have a double upload on Thursday. But the matchup, Tetris L Block. Yes, it probably won't happen, but we could talk about it tomorrow. But the opponent is Monster Hunter, or the Hunter from Monster Hunter. So fun stuff. That's tomorrow anyway. That's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.